Namaste. I am Samir Vyas, faculty with the Yoga Institute, which is one of the oldest organized yoga institutions in the world. And our subject for today is empathy with boundaries, caring without carrying. Now, empathy is a uniquely human trait. It is an ability of an individual. It is our ability to put ourselves in someone else's shoes and also our ability to understand somebody else's perspectives. This is an ability which elevates us apart from most of the other animals and makes us special. People who are empathetic usually have a high intelligence quotient, have a high emotional quotient, and are also very intuitive. People who are empathetic are usually non-judgmental, excellent listeners, attentive, and excellent communicators as well, both verbally and non-verbally. The people who have this gift of empathy are also known as empaths. And empaths have a lot of compassion, have a lot of generosity in their hearts, but this gift also comes with a downside. Empathy is an essential prerequisite for professions such as counseling, psychologists and psychiatrists. And as a downside, empathy comes with grave dangers. It is said that more than 50% of all the people who are involved in the counseling profession, all the people who provide therapy, themselves need therapy sooner or later. Now let us look at the list of dangers which are inherent with practicing empathy, or the downsides of being an empath. The first danger that we have is inability to set boundaries in a relationship. As an empath, one feels compelled to give all the attention, to give all the compassion, and to overextend oneself, and thus blurring all the boundaries between the relationships and overextending oneself. And as a consequence, the person who practices empathy tends to be overexhausted, what is known and also experience what is known as compassion fatigue, or experiences emotional exhaustion. A person who is a good empath is susceptible to manipulation from the people who are seeking his empathy in the first place, and as a consequence of prolonged exposure to trying situations, the person who is an empath may also start experiencing apathy or inability to be empathetic anymore to a particular situation or a person. So how can one protect oneself from these downsides without giving up on one's empathetic nature? So how can we protect ourselves from this grave downside without giving up on this empathetic nature of ours? That is, caring without carrying the negative burden of being empathetic. The art and science of yoga provides us solutions for this problem. The first step is to recognize that there is a problem and avoiding all situations and exposures which will aggravate the situation or condition, which is known as Roga Nidan Parimarjanam, removing yourself from the situation that aggravates your condition. Hence, setting clear boundaries is very important. The Bhagavad Gita says that all our actions should be governed by our duties. So our first and foremost duty is our duty and our responsibility to ourselves, which is practicing self-love and self-care. Practicing self-care, which includes prioritizing healthy routines, healthy sleep, balanced nutrition, and regular exercise plans. Grounding activities like taking a walk in nature, activities like pottery, playing a musical instrument, gardening, painting are also very useful. Practicing mindfulness, meditation, and visualization. It is recommended that one practice solitude to recharge and rejuvenate. Institutional techniques like Nispand are very useful. For more details about Nispand, please visit our Nispand app. Spending time in solitude to recharge and rejuvenate yourself, and maintaining a gratitude journal is also a very powerful technique in overcoming emotional exhaustion. While one works on these traits just mentioned, distancing yourself from a trying situation on a real-time basis is very useful. While one works on the traits just mentioned, distancing oneself from overwhelming situations, both mentally and physically, is very crucial. While it is good to be empathetic, remember to put yourself first, always. Namaste.